If you're looking for the easiest way to beat Grandmaster Heist Moon Battleground, an episode Revenant of Destiny 2, then you came to the right place. We're going to start by going over the exact loadout you want to run for each particular class, and then do a run of the Grandmaster Nightfall itself, showing you exactly what strategies you want to do, where you want to stand, basically everything, how to play to perfection, and get anywhere from 20 to 25 minute clears. So, first things first, let's talk about the modifiers that are present in this Grandmaster Nightfall. We are most concerned with the Barrier and Unstoppable Champions, the Void and Stasis Surges, and a brand new modifier called Arc Hunger. Basically, the way this modifier works is you have a meter on the left side of your screen in your buffs column, and if you fill up the entire meter by dealing arc damage, you will get a 20-second ability surge buff that significantly increases the regeneration rate of all of your abilities, including your super. This basically allows you to have your super up, like you can rip supers once every minute, so building into it is very important, even if arc doesn't align with the current surges, because you just get to spam supers and get through the GM super quickly. As far as weapons go, the weapon loadout I'm recommending is Wish Ender in the top slot for its ability to one-shot anti-barrier champions at any range, which is going to be really nice for the beginning of this GM. And we're actually going with double primary for this Grandmaster Nightfall, and I'm recommending the brand new seasonal Arc Pulse Rifle Vantage Point to align with the Unstoppable Pulse Rifle on the artifact. Now, if you don't yet have this Pulse Rifle, don't worry, it's insanely easy to get. Literally all you have to do is pull up your Season Pass, and at about rank 20, I want to say, if I recall correctly, right here, rank 20, you can claim it just like that. So literally every single person that's been playing for at least a little bit so far this season is going to be able to grab this Pulse Rifle. It's got jolting feedback stats for all, which is a pretty good roll to pull off of the Season Pass. You'll have it just like that, snap of the finger. This is also what's going to allow us to charge up that Arc Hunger meter to have permanent high ability regeneration and be spamming supers, hence why we're going double primary in this situation. On your heavy slot, I recommend any burst heavy weapon. You can even go machine gun if you really want to, but any burst heavy weapon or whatever heavy weapon that you're comfortable with that is either stasis or void to align with this week's energy surges. When it comes to class specifics on Hunter, I highly recommend Omnioculus Void Hunter. It's just absolutely superb for the hacking room where you have to stay in the room and fend off enemies. There's not really any, top tier safe space. You're going to have a lot of enemies that are just going to be flanking you and charging you, and it's really easy to die in that room. So having an Omnioculus Hunter to control the pace of the fight and potentially dip out and go invis and get revives if necessary, just kind of guarantees that you're never going to wipe in the strike, and it makes that room significantly easier. You can take a screenshot right now of what I've got on screen. Obscurity, Starvation, Persistence, Dilation I like to run just for the stat benefits, so we can max out our mobility, our resilience, and our discipline. Deadfall Tether, of course, Gambler's Dodge, and then we've got Trapper's Ambush and Vanishing Step. As far as mods go, just kind of specking into the Wish Ender, Kinetic Loader, Kinetic Siphon, some heavy mods. Void and Arc Resistances are nice for the strike, I find. The Void for the Scorn Snipers, and the Arc for the Abominations. Got a Scavenger mod for my heavy weapon, and then the rest is really just ability regeneration. As far as the other classes go, if you're rocking and rolling with a Warlock, you're definitely going to want to go with Pure Solar, matched up with Speaker's Sight. This is another way to maximize survivability for the entire fire team, which is going to be, like I said, very important for the hacking room. Well of Radiance, Phoenix Dive, along with Hellion, is going to allow you to heal the entire team and give yourself the Solar Buddy. Healing Grenade along with the Speaker's Sight and Touch of Flame gives restoration ×2 to your entire team. And if you pile this all up with the Ember of Benevolence, your abilities are permanently available and you always have a healing turret down. You can even have 2 healing turrets down at the same time. And you have infinite ways to heal your team and keep everyone alive very easily. If you're rocking and roll with a Titan, you can kind of go whatever you want. Dusty here has a exotic class item. You can run really whatever exotic class item roll you want to, along with Prismatic Titan. Shackle Grenade's nice for instantly stunning the Unstoppable Champions. Knockout Consecration, another high damage option for stunning Unstoppables. And Twilight Arsenal's fantastic here to go along with the Void Surge. Just really nice burst damage against champions or the main boss of the strike. So, with those loadouts set up, we're going to hop right in and show you exactly how you want to play this Grandmaster Nightfall to get through it in about 20-25 minutes, all the tiny little tips and tricks that are going to make this thing super, super easy. Now, If you are looking to run this Grandmaster Nightfall, but you don't have teammates to run it with, I have two fantastic solutions for you. Solution number one is to join our Discord server, linked in the description below this video, where we have an LFG channel. Now, the reason the LFG channel in our community Discord server is going to be a lot better for you when it comes to finding teammates for this Grandmaster Nightfall compared to typical LFG sources is because, for the most part, every single person that's going to be searching in the LFG channel in my Discord server has probably also seen this exact same guide video and therefore knows the best weapons to run and the strategies to run that you're going to be trying to run based on this video, as opposed to typical LFG where it's kind of a toss-up as to how good your teammates are going to be. Alternatively, if you're not feeling that option, you can stop by our live stream, twitch.tv/Mactics, also linked in the description, where we do carries of Grandmaster Nightfalls pretty much every single day. We're live weekdays beginning at noon Eastern. You can hang out in the stream, just watch, maybe learn something by watching us run, or enter the raffles and hop in and run a Grandmaster Nightfall with me. So, getting started with the strike, we always want to, if you look at the left side of my screen, be dealing arc damage to fill up that arc starvation, arc hunger meter until we max it out and we get that 20 seconds of ability surge. As you can see on my, if you look at my super meter, that ability surge is making my tether, like we're literally 30 seconds into the strike. 10 of those seconds were spent actually running up to these enemies to start fighting them. And I'm about 60%, 70%. Charged up on my tether. So playing into that, always pulling out your arc weapon whenever you have that empty arc starvation meter to get that 20 seconds of max out ability regeneration is really, really nice. So you can just absolutely spam supers, get through these sections really, really quickly. You're gonna just kind of plink away at the enemies from the high ground up here. Revenge of the Sith teaches some very, very, very valuable lessons. That probably being arguably the most valuable. After you kill enough enemies, you are going to see a Death Tongue Chorister spawn right in front of you. You want to try to absolutely assassinate it if you can before it runs back to the totem back here to turn off all of your abilities. If it does make its way out and it does escape, it's not the end of the world, but one-shotting it so it doesn't get back there and turn off your abilities is really, really nice. So, just continuously swapping between our anti-barrier weapon to keep the barrier night shields down, and between our arc weapon to get our 20 seconds of ability surge refreshed, so we have infinite supers up. Pretty easy to clear through this area at a decent rate. Another thing I want to note, you'll notice the positioning that we're at. Staying on this ledge is very, very important, because if you go out into the arena, that tower right there is going to get the threat detection on you, top of my screen, that debuff going on. If that hits 0, you instantly die and kill anyone nearby you. So be very, very careful of that. We are going to push into this arena, though, once we get that backpack of enemies to spawn, because they don't really like to push up anyway. Let the supers fly. You want to let your heavy ammo go kind of crazy in this area as well, because as you can see, we have a heavy ammo crate right in front of us, and that is going to max out our heavy ammo when we pick it up as a team. So there's kind of no reason to hang on to your heavy ammo, because you're not going to be able to get back to this heavy ammo crate once you progress through the strike. So might as well just make optimal use of your heavy, because, you know, you're going to max out your heavy in a moment anyway. Make sure that everyone on your team is on the same page in that regard, though. Make sure no one goes rogue and picks up that crate without telling anyone, because once one person picks up the crate, it does go on a 15-second timer, and then once that 15-second timer ends, the crate does disappear. So make sure you're all waiting until the end to pull it at the same time. So we're killing all of these enemies. You want to make sure as well that once that large Warmonger Knight Ultra tier enemy spawns, you want to make sure that that is the last enemy that you kill, or at the very least that you kill all of the champions before you kill this Warmonger Knight. Reason being is that when you kill the Warmonger Knight, every single thing in the arena despawns, including champions, and that can screw you out of your platinum. Since I see that there's no champion enemies up anyway, though, I'm fine to assassinate him. That Drain Revenant Knight I'm not really concerned about, because if he despawns, I don't really care. That doesn't go towards my platinum. So now that we're done with this area, we're all going to double back, and we're going to pick up this heavy crate together, max out our ammo as we go through the rest of the strike. So, like I said, be willing to use heavy ammo there. Make sure you're continuously swapping between your Wish Ender and your Arc Pulse Rifle to make sure that your Arc Hunger, Arc Starvation is maxed out all the time. Spam supers, you're through that intro section in like 3.5, 4 minutes. You get through it really, really quickly, which is really important if you plan to do multiple runs of this to farm Ascendant Shards or farm the weapon. So, continuing on forward, really just a running section. I'm going to be 100% honest. You can, there's no valuable information here. You can probably fast forward the video like 10 seconds. Just going to be me rambling on, or you can keep watching this section if you want. Hope you're having a good day. Hit the like and subscribe buttons down below if you're enjoying the video so far, I suppose. Good time for a plug. Or don't. It's up to you. Whatever works. So, continuing on over here. Killing all these enemies. Nothing crazy about this section. Just a couple of random trash mobs. Nothing riveting in this area. But we're coming up on the main area, which is probably going to be the room that kills most people's runs, this hack room coming up. Got a lot of good tips for you guys in this room. It's not as rough to deal with as you might think. That's going to look good in the guide video. That's okay. Sometimes you're going to push up too much. You're going to have a goofy death. It happens. It's not the end of the world. Get the death out early, right? Anyway, time for the hack room. The back left corner of this arena, in my opinion, is the safest way to go. That doesn't mean it's safe. It's still very, very dangerous back here. But right here behind these two boxes cuts off the angle from any of the snipers that like to hang out in this area. You do want to be careful, though. There is going to be a Screeve that's going to spawn right when you start this. Definitely don't want that Screeve sprinting into you and ending your run by blowing up all three of you. But basically, just chilling back here. Cycling the Well of Radiance, cycling the healing turrets. Killing all of the enemies, letting the hack progress do its thing. Trying to kill the these Raider snipers that hang out back here by that Rasputin logo wall. Those guys are super dangerous, so make sure you do a good job of taking them out. I have my tether available, so I'm going to wait for the unstoppable champions to kind of move their way into the arena. And in this section, similar to the intro section, be very, very willing to go kind of crazy on the heavy ammo. Because as you can see right in front of me, we have another heavy ammo crate. Whenever you see a teammate go down, that's when I love to, as the invis on the Oculus Hunter, that's when I love to kind of just play a little bit more defensive, use my invis cooldown, slow the pace of the fight a little bit until I can get them up. But yeah, just like go ahead, let the heavy ammo go a little crazy. Your primary concern is killing enemies that sprint up to you, killing the unstoppable abominations, and killing the yellow bar Scorn sniper that hangs out back there, because those are the enemies that are going to pause your hack progress. So we've already done one wave of the unstoppables and the Scorn sniper. We're going to get another wave of 2 unstoppables and the yellow bar Scorn sniper to spawn right about now. I need to make sure I'm doing arc damage so I can get that arc starvation meter full, because I do want to get my tether back. So we're going to stun these unstops. Be very careful not to blow yourself up with your grenade launcher if you are using a grenade launcher, because we are kind of tightly packed. We are kind of tightly packed back here in this area. Be a little careful standing on the box like I am as well. Make sure you're wiggling around a little bit so it makes it a little bit harder for these Raider snipers in the back of the arena to land a shot on you. Just continuously working our way here, being very willing to use our heavy on the unstoppables and the tankier enemies, because as we said before, we have a heavy crate right here available for us to pick up that we're not going to be able to get back to after we leave this room anyway. So I see I have a teammate dead. I'm going to slow the fight down a little bit with my invisibility cooldowns. Not in any rush. Going to make sure I get my teammate up first. And then once my teammate is up, then I'm a little bit more comfortable to play a little bit more aggressive. We've got this large abomination on us. Looks like I think I blew myself up on a raider that ran in front of me. That's going to happen sometimes. It's completely okay. Maybe be a little bit more careful with your grenade launcher. It's not great if you accidentally die up, but if you do, this area is decently safe, so it's not the end of the world, which is why I really love this area back here. Safest in a world of not very safe options. So that healing turret's continuing to do work. We're trying to take out that unstoppable abomination in the back of the room. Not really in any rush. We have plenty of healing options, plenty of healing cooldowns. We've got the invisibility for emergencies. And as you can see here, with that unstoppable dead, our hack progress is it's gonna go ahead and ramp up. Gonna tick 100. Once it ticks 100, every single thing in the arena is gonna despawn, and we're gonna be good to go. Gonna pick up this heavy crate as a team before we head out. Gonna get our heavy ammo back up to the max, which is why please go crazy with your heavy ammo in that area, because you're going to get it maxed out at the end anyway. You can also, if you want to, you can pick up that crate if you run out of heavy midway through that room. You can pick up that crate midway as well and then continue to dump your heavy again. And I'll show you why that is the case in just a moment here. So my teammates are just going to kind of hang out here and stay safe and play their lives while I'm going to show you how to do this part. In this area, I like running... You send one person down here on the right side, and then I'm going to show you what your other player is going to do in just a moment. But I want you guys to see both POVs, which is why I'm having my teammates just kind of hang out and do nothing. So we're going to run all the way down here. If you have heavy ammo, we're going to use it to kill these enemies. I don't care how low you are on heavy ammo, just use heavy for these enemies. You'll see, if you have it available, you'll see why in a moment. Once we kill that tanky Scorn Chieftain, we're going to sprint on over here with the laser beam to break the runes. And we're going to bring the laser beam, sorry for the stutter right there, we're going to bring the laser beam up here. We're going to walk up the ladder. And we're going to use this laser beam to break 2.5 of the runes. The runes take about 36 ammo to break. Which means with that gun and the gun that is hanging out up here up top, which subsequently is the safest place to be in this area. Enemies literally can't reach you from up here. That's going to allow you to get all 5 of the runes. Easy as can be. Now, of course, you can send one teammate down to the right side like I went to get that one, while the other 2 hop upstairs to get that one. I just wanted to show both options. Reason I said earlier that you can pick up the heavy crate midway through that previous section, the hack section, and then spew heavy even beyond that, is because as you can see right there, when we break the 5 runes, we get another box of heavy right before the boss room. And so you're going to be walking into the boss room with full heavy no matter what. Now for the boss room, I love hanging out in this back right area. You don't necessarily have to be confined to this corner back here, considering that if you have all 3 of your teammates back here, it's a little bit tight, especially considering that stalkers can throw their void grenades back here, and that can make things a little bit hairy. But generally speaking, this back right section of the arena is very, very safe. You can just kind of jiggle peek with the bow on this enemy. Alternatively, if you want to, the cheese for this fight does still work. You will, of course, need to come down here for the middle section to dunk the 5 cores that drop from the chieftains. But if you want to, the way I like to go about doing this, I'm going to kill some of these raiders here first. And I'm actually going to help revive my teammate before I show off the cheese, because I don't want my 2 buddies down here to be dead while I'm showing this off, so that way they can still deal some boss damage. I'll rip my tether real quick and then get some arc damage so I get that ability surge while I show off the cheese. And then I'll let my teammates do their thing with the boss. Best way I like to do it is I like to jump up on this little diamond thing, and I kind of like, I like to let the mantle do the work once you're on this diamond thing. you look to your right, those black tubes right there. Jump onto the black tubes, and we're going to sprint all the way up. And then we're going to hop over to the left on top of these pipes. And then fall right on through. And you can die while you're up here. It is possible to die while you're up here, so don't think that you're, like, completely immune. But it's pretty hard to die when you're up here. So if you do want to come up here and do the cheese, feel free. I'm going to try and get this Arc Hunger buff going. But where my two teammates currently are, kind of playing this back right area of the arena, it's really not that bad, even if you're not doing the cheese. And even if you are doing the cheese, you're going to have to come down here anyway for this section to get the 5 batteries from the captains. So it's kind of, you know, do it if you want to, I suppose, but definitely not necessary. Playing back here is a very, very safe option. So we're gonna shoot these abominations to get our ability surge going. I kind of want to land my tether on them, so I'm gonna try and get 2 more stuns. And then we're gonna let that grenade launcher go off. Oh, I think I hit for all immunes on that guy because I think the boss had his void box out. But that's okay. We're going to get this Arc Hunger buff going again. If you're the Omnioculus Hunter, sorry for the stutter again. I don't really know what's going on with my PC today. If you're the Omnioculus Hunter, the invisibility here, which is another reason I love coming in with the Omnioculus Hunter, not just for the hack room, but being able to go invisible here to dunk those cores, dunk those batteries safely in the middle of the arena is very, very, very valuable. You can just do it very, very easily, very safe. So we're going to go ahead and get this core. You can also, what's really nice is while you're holding the cores, you can use your air move to do your shadow dive to refresh invisibility. Very safe and very simple. So we'll dunk that core in. Got the final core right here. And simply continue on with the fight. Another nice part too is, you know, if a teammate ever goes down, you have so much invisibility time. This is a rather dangerous boss room considering how many enemies there are in here. There's a lot of chieftains that like to flank you. You've got the stalkers with the very high damage void grenades. There's a lot of stuff in here that can hurt quite a bit. So all the more reason to have something that's borderline impossible to kill in the Omnioculus Hunter. Alternatively, the Speaker Sight Ember of Benevolence Warlock also fills that gap. But if you have 2 of them, if you have 1 of each on your team, all the better, right? So, from here on out, it's effectively chasing the boss around the arena as they spawn packs of adds, chipping away at their health. That Twilight Arsenal is going to be really nice for boss damage, as you can see with that Void Surge. Took out probably 20% of its HP bar. And then we're going to go ahead and follow the boss over here. Pick up the axes, hurl them at him. Why not? Completely dodge that, so that's cool. I should probably be using my heavy ammo a lot more. Gonna do some arc damage to get that arc hunger meter filled up so we start building towards another tether. And then we're gonna let the grenade launcher go a little crazy. I do have a teammate dead though, so I want to play a little more cautious. The heavy grenade launcher is also really nice for instantly clearing out all the packs of adds that spawn, because any adds that this boss spawns are telegraphed spawns. They spawn in that blue mist, as you guys have been seeing. So you pretty much know exactly when and where the large packs of enemies are spawning. It just makes it really easy to instantly dispatch of them so that it's just you and the boss in the arena. So boss is probably going to teleport back to mid, lay a grenade down for him, get the tether out, a couple more GL shots, and that's about it. I think our run was, what's that time we're going to end up being? Under 19 minutes. 18 minutes and change, as you'll see in the screen here in just a moment. But definitely one of the harder Grandmaster Nightfalls. But I think if you come in with these loadouts and these strategies, 1850 clear time, you're going to get through this bad boy super, super quickly. And most importantly, super, super safely. So, hope this guide helped. If it did, please consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like on the video. Certainly hope to see you in the Discord server, linked in the description below if you're looking for teammates to run this with, or in the live stream at twitch.tv/Mactics if you want to run this strike with me, or, you know, we just enjoy your company in general. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.